Hello internets, Grumpy Man here, just after 2 o'clock, gloriously hot Thursday, 34 humidex, all the mesh, no backpack, we're all good to go. I can get out of this hole here. Whew. Yeah, but I don't have the backpack on. I will have the hair flowing on around my back, which is the whole point of the mesh gear. Yeah, it's hot. I mean, it says 30 on the... it's going down a bit. I was parked in the sun, so... It's probably like 28 ambient or something. It's been hotter, believe me. Well, especially when you're in traffic around all the cars with their ACs cranked, you know, the heat coming off them. I've seen 34 ambient. That's hot tamales, man. That's no joke. Oh, it's not like 120 like they hit in Phoenix and stuff like that, but she's hot, man. So, usual drive out. Obviously there is traffic today because it's just a normal day. Probably the last day I'll ride the bike for a few days. It's very stormy weather. When it's humid like this, it breeds a lot of thunder showers, and that, they say, is what we're going to get. Particularly tomorrow, 15 millimeters of rain. Yeah. See, just with the breeze now, it's a bit windy. I can feel the air. I can't say that I'm I'm cool, but I'm gonna cheat a bit here because why not? If a scooter can do it, so can Grumpy Man. Just to get onto the highway at least. So this is, I guess, the center of downtown Peel. Maybe one street to the right there up is St. Catharines, so that's maybe more people think of downtown Montreal. That's where all the, well, a lot of the bars are and so forth. Even some strip clubs, not that I would know anything about that. Let's just get around traffic. Because I have to go far. Maybe that taxi's gonna... I like when they do the city, they do stuff like that. So, I mean, it's still a bit early, it's 2:20, but you know when they block to change street signs and stuff, like, do that in the middle of the night. Like, I don't see why they have to always do it and block a lane. I don't know what this bus is doing, man. Whoa. Yeah. This guy doesn't know the corner because everyone cuts out because they don't realize that the right lane is a turn lane and they don't want to wait, so they duck out. And that same little car is going to be in another turning lane only in a sec. least this guy's not going on the highway. Well, I suppose he could be. They do 70. But then the highway's 100, so I don't think they're supposed to be on the... Yeah, so the lane in the left is a turn lane, so I'm pretty sure this person beside me is gonna cut. Just wait for it. Oh! I like getting surprises like that. Oh, a scooter, he's up way ahead. Oh no, he won. Just checking my backpack, but it's pretty secure. I love those bungee nets. 6 hooks. God damn though, we need rain. It's so dusty with the construction. Here's a wise ass. Yeah. Did he block the intersection too? Maybe. Yeah, tomorrow maybe I'll take the train. We'll see if I can get my ass out of bed earlier. Well, if it's piss boring at the train station I go to, there's like shelter for like not very many people. Like there's shelter for maybe 8 people. And there's typically I don't know, 50 or 60 at least waiting, which is surprising. It's at 5:56 a.m. It's the first train of the morning. It's one of the reasons, besides laziness, that I haven't taken the train that much lately. This guy's driving slow, so you're gonna cut too. I'm bad. I assume the worst in every driver, but it's better that than you assume that someone knows how to drive. Like I said, avoid taxis, and also assume that everyone here, that there's a bounty on your head, and everyone here, everyone in a car wants you to die. If you ride like that, I think you'll be okay. Yeah, we're behind a truck. And we'll see what traffic is like. As soon as we clear this corner, we'll see what we're in for today. And good. But the thing is, when the visor's up, I don't get. There's no air in the top vent. So if I can keep above 60, I can keep my visor down, and I get a bit of air. Like, it's hot. I'm sweating. 29.5 according to the Bat computer. Let's get around and punch this. Yeah, it's gonna slow down again here. Just want to get ahead of some of those people merging back and forth. I'm not complaining about the hot weather. It's such a crappy spring. It's nice. And honestly, if I was just riding not in traffic, it'd be warm, but it'd be okay. Need one of those refrigerated. I think they have them for Formula One. They have refrigerated helmets. I think the helmet's got the coolant or refrigerant or something going through them, and they have fans too. I think. Probably it would be, and the system couldn't be too bulky. It's a Formula One car, right? They'll care about weight. I'd totally go for one of those. I'll go to NASA and I'll steal one of the spacesuits that are all climate controlled, like one of those Mars suits, and just modify the helmet so that it would protect for impact. That'd be awesome. Drive around in a spacesuit. It's moving. Yeah, see, it jumped up 2 degrees as we're slowing down. Most cars have air conditioning on, of course. So, besides their engine dumping heat, their air conditioning systems are dumping heat all around. So, I wouldn't be surprised if that gets a little bit higher here. Oh, truck. Torque 88. Yeah, fart. 8.8% alcohol. I've never seen it in the store. Must be new. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of some of the strong beers. I like most, but I don't know about the high alcohol stuff. I don't drink as much of it. Going that way. It can't be fun driving a big truck. I mean, and a big rig would probably be a lot worse even. Because people aren't courteous, and it's not like you're in a car. You're this huge thing with like a 50-foot, you get like a 52-foot trailer trying to, the way the roads are, like, someone that's coming on there and has to get that way, so I have to go clear across 3 lanes of traffic. That ain't fun. Actually, the big rigs are probably some of the more courteous drivers that I've seen. I always give them a fair, I let them in when I can. It's always good to not be nasty to the big rigs when you're on a motorcycle. They kind of outweigh you. That one's a bit beat up. See, the guy signals, so this guy is like, okay, he's eventually gonna let him in, but there was that initial, I see a signal, I speed up so the guy can't get in. Some honking. Oh, see, like, I think I know that guy. As in, it's an orange Ninja, there's not a lot around. With the blinky blinkies, the flush mount turn signals that you can hardly see. I'm pretty sure I've seen him before, and he kind of drives. Like, got a motorcycle jacket on, and it's undone. So, not as bad as a detached helmet, but there's form-fitting pads on the shoulders and the elbows, and if it's off, then those aren't. I don't know. I'm just being a nitpicky. I'm being a gear snob. I don't know. They don't wear the jacket. It's like people that don't attach their helmets. That's even worse. Although I think I have a video I did that once. Yeah, truck. This other truck not letting him. Hopefully someone else lets him in. Go in your SUV there. Cut around. He's gonna let him in. Okay. See, look, the Tahoe went around like bad drivers. Like, oh my god, the other lane's moving a tiny bit faster. And I've done the experiment, and if I were to stay in this lane, on my bike, I might go into the other lane more just because to avoid people merging across me. The middle lane gives you more options, but I've been in that lane and sometimes it moves a bit faster because that's an exit lane and cut in, and I take note of the cars around, and you end up a little bit ahead, but it's like one car length. So at the end of the day, you're pissing people off and it's not really worth it. Well, this person looked very angry. I passed them before, and I think it's a woman. She looked very grumpy. So maybe she's got her window open. Like, if you're grumpy, roll up the window, put the AC on to ice cream headache level, put on some tunes, just chill. Got a nice truck. I like the Tahoe. It's a nice looking truck. Yeah, this is hot. It's hot! Woo-wee! It's my engine temp. Yeah. Engine temps. Yeah, the fan, it hit 100, now the fan's on, so it's creeping down. I've only seen 102. It's a big difference from my VFR. My VFR would hit, what, 120 before the fans would kick in. And then you'd cook because the fans were on the sides and they kind of blow towards your knees. It was horrible. I mean, I'm hot now, but it's not necessarily from the it's not from the engine fan. I mean, I'm sitting on top of the engine. Well, it's a bit forward, but yeah, I'm sweating. Yeah, she's just a lane hopper. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that truck because the way she's driving, she's just zigzagging between the lanes. So, and I have to say it, Ontario driver. I have to say it. I'm sure they see Quebec drivers and they're like, "Oh, Quebec driver, hi, get off the roads." But you know, this is traffic. I mean, I'm on this almost every day, so this is normal. This is, I mean, we're moving slightly. This gets worse, as in it backs up further. This gets a lot worse. If there's snow or rain, forget it. It's not moving. So I hope at least tomorrow when I wake up it's not pouring rain. And I'll take the train. When I get home, I don't really care because I'm just walking. If I get a decent parking spot, I'm walking 30 feet from the stairs of the train to my car. So that's not bad. And the train is air conditioned, of course. I remember when I first started taking the train, not that long ago, 16, 17 years ago, we still had the old wagons that were made in the 50s with the sliding, the windows that opened, and it was just these horrible benches and wooden doors separating the cars and stuff. And then they started getting the new cars, and then of course on a day like today, the cars would be, the air-conditioned car, there would be like maybe one car at the end because it had the place for the conductor and everything, because the trains don't turn around, right? So that car would be full if you were early, so you ended up being on that. But it wasn't so bad. If you left, it was noisy a bit because you left the interconnecting door open and the windows open. It wasn't so bad. It was still pretty hot. Now they have double deck. Most of the lines have double deckers and they're air conditioned. It's still, you're still hot, but I tend to walk. I don't walk outside when it's like this to the train. It's about 5 minutes longer, not even, and I walk by the underground. Like that person. Well, yeah, just cut in. You're okay. While you're yapping on the phone, just cut in. Didn't cut across the solid line, but still. I lost track of that Tahoe. If this goes to one lane ever during construction season, which is now, that's going to be horrible. It would be very horrible. Oh, Tahoe can't be that far ahead. Wow, she really did the zigzag. She's that far ahead. Well, that's motorcycling, right? You get commuting traffic. There are some clouds. We had some dark clouds before. This guy was This guy who thinks he's got a race car was zooming. Is that an actual Mazda Speed, or is it just the hood? Hard to tell. I forget what year they made and what year they made those, and which year they didn't. It's hard to tell with Japanese cars. People put all kinds of stuff. It kind of looks like it's got the hood. I'm sure you can just buy a hood. Just about another kilometer of traffic, and then we'll be good. Used to be doing above 80 kilometers an hour. It makes a big difference. Stick my feet out in the air. Well, you have two lanes up there that you could see, and they're coming to merge into, well, this turns into 3 lanes where they merge. I don't know. I'm not a traffic engineer, or what you call those people that design highways. I forget the name of them. Yeah, the name is urban planners. No, there's a type of engineer. So I didn't take that course, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. It seems like you could. I mean, you have. There's stuff you can't move. Like there's this has already been built, so you can't really improve it. But oh, grabber blue. Oh, there's an Audi up ahead playing pole position too, zipping around. So then when one does it, people follow. Like that Civic. He's like, oh, the Audi just got ahead 1 car length. I should do that too. Oh, even better. Maybe he'll pass the Audi on the right. And he'd be like, oh, you went around me, I'm not going by you. Yeah. How do people drive with the seat reclined that far? Hardly see over your steering wheel. Come on, let's go past the 13 so I can get some air. It's doing 60 now. Yeah, see the clouds? It's Shorts, man. Even better, he had shorts that are floppy and they come up to his nether regions, exposing the very sensitive inner thigh to rocks and bugs and whatever else flies up, pieces of tire. That's the bestest. Oh, Mr. Audi. Oh, we're gonna go on the 13. We're just gonna, yeah. Oh no, no. No, he's like, that's not fast enough. Let's see if he's gonna go to the 13 and cut across 2 lanes of traffic. Because he could have just waited in that lane and then merged into the next lane, but there's the exit. Can you do it? There's a trailer. You gonna go, or you were going straight the whole time? It's like I'm on a TV show narrating a police chase, a high-speed police chase. Like, is he gonna take the turn? Is he gonna take the turn? Nah. Go, go, Audi! The road belongs to you. Not even, he's just doing little spurts. It's not even like, man, if you're gonna be an asshole, go for it, man. Go pro or go home. Like, seriously. Should have gunned it. Went right around this man. Amateur. Pish. He calls himself an Audi driver. Feels good. Oh, oh, I'm there, buddy. There is a car there. And a motorcycle. Yeah, just venting my feet and my parts. Oh, it's hot. When it's humid like this, you don't really, I mean, you cool off a bit, but you're still sweating because you can't, it's too humid. I don't know, there's some science like convection, evaporation. That's the climate guy, I'm sure he's busy. I remember about, it's been a while now, but 4 or 5 years ago, we had a huge heat spell, hotter than this even. It was ambient, like 34. It was 45 with the Humidex, and my air conditioning broke. And, oh wow, it took a couple days. It was just a capacitor, that's all. Little round thing. And of course they didn't have the right one, so it took a day, and then you know, he had to order the part, which was not too long, but then, you know, he's busy. Because the air conditioner, when does it break? It breaks when you have it on, when you have it cranked. Yeah, I just remember the technician telling me, he says, yeah. I seen on one of the on HDTV, one of the renovation shows, and they were flipping a house and needed the air conditioner fixed, but they put the unit is in the attic, and it was like, it must have been Vegas or Phoenix or something, and the guy had to go up in the attic, and of course it's 120 outside, and then you're in the attic where there's no air, and the poor guy, you know, had to lift up, had a hoist to lift up this air conditioning unit. It's not supposed to rain until tonight. I don't really care. Give me another 15 minutes of no rain and I'm happy. Doesn't look too bad though. think it actually feels worse, the humidity, because you work all day in air conditioning. Mind you, at my work, it's not like cold. It barely keeps up. But I've worked in places where they keep it freezing, and then you go outside, it really hits you hard. So luckily this weekend is going to pour. Not luckily that's poor, luckily I don't have anything planned. Next weekend is the Ducati demo, and that I've ridden a Monster before, but before I bought this, so it's been about 3 years, and I've never tried a Multistrada. And I'm kind of tempted to show up early and maybe get on another bike, because like at the Honda, I don't think they have as many bikes to try. I mean, Ducati, their lineup is not as big, but I figured I'm scheduled for a ride at 11. If I show up for the 10 o'clock ride, maybe I'll luck out and someone doesn't show up and I can just try whatever. I really wanted to try their new sport bike, the Super Sport. It's supposed to be not as hardcore as a Panigale, but that was taken pretty fast. At any rate, I get to try two. It's all good. It's exactly where my Honda test was. It's at the same dealer where I bought this bike. They don't sell Beamers anymore. Yeah, the engine blocks a lot of the heat, a lot of the air on your feet. So if I tilt my toes down a little bit, I get a little bit of the airflow. But well, at least it's not air cooled anymore. I think if it was air cooled, there'd be huge fins and there'd be a lot more heat coming. When I'm riding, the temperature is 83, 84. As soon as it hits 100, the fan clicks in. So I've watched a couple of videos, and apparently the 2017 of this model, they did change the transmission. Or not change it, but they fixed the clunkiness of it. So I really got to try one to see. Oh, there you go. Pass. You're going to cut someone off now. Well, he didn't really cut him off, but a little close. Person's like in front of me is going, their speed is going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Oh, 230 odd. I haven't seen one of those yet. I don't see very many 2 Series. I've seen a couple M2s. I've seen the M235i once or twice. 30. If it does rain, we might have a nice storm because it's quite windy. Could be this turbulence off the Honda in front of me. Not bad though. It's half an hour. Not so bad at all. My wife leaves later from work, and her work is actually closer, and sometimes it takes her 2 hours to get home. She gets so much traffic. Oh, ST with an exhaust. Yeah, new one too, or new since refresh, so that's 2015 or newer. But he had an exhaust on it. Nice. I almost got that blue. But it didn't have, it didn't have the mags that, it didn't have the optional mags, it had the regular mags. And I like the optional ones with the yellow, because they're black, so. Oof. So much impatience. So this is a 50 zone. Doing nearly 80. And there's a car behind me and probably will go around me. Cops make good money here. They sit at the top of the hill here, tucked in, and make lots of money. Whew. Yeah, the sun's definitely gone away, which helps somewhat. Yeah, that clunk there, that's apparently been fixed. I mean, I'm used to it, doesn't matter. Yeah. You two, you're gonna cut in front too? If I was in my car, I wouldn't have let that person in, just because they're playing pole position and they don't damn well that it goes to one lane. So instead of being in this lane and just flowing, they chose to pass at the last second to go ahead of a couple of cars. But I'm on my bike, I don't feel like getting hit. You shouldn't encourage bad driving. Kind of smells like the rain. What's funny though is there's a road up ahead that's 80, and I'll be following someone and you can't pass if there's oncoming traffic, and they're doing like 65 in the 80 zone, and you're like, okay, they don't like to drive fast, and then they come onto this road which is 50, and then they're doing 70. It boggles the mind. This used to be 80 here, this section. And now they put it to 50 until the upcoming stop sign, then it's 80 further down to the bottom of the hill, and then it's 50 again. Okay, you're signaling way early. Okay. Feels nice. It feels like I locked up the back there a bit. I hate those things. The big lumps of mud from the tractor tires. Oh, you can smell it. You can smell the manure. Yeah, I must be spreading it for the crops. Kind of hungry. Oh. Then I have to go right back out. You can take my daughter somewhere. Although she has a scooter, but she doesn't want to put shoes on because she has bad toes. She just had them operated on. Nice turn signal. Awesome. Oh, don't really need my visor. My sun visor. See, down to 26.5. Yeah, these brakes work. Yeah, I felt the ABS engage on the back brake a bit. The other stop. Yeah, this bike doesn't have the high RPM rush. Like it accelerates from 100 kilometers an hour to, you know, to ludicrous speed, sure. And if you downshift it, even it will shift more. But it's all about the low to mid range. What are they doing here? More sewers or something? Great. Yay, home. Old yellow. So, thank you for riding with me. Have a great rest of the day. Enjoy the weather, enjoy your vacation. See you next time.